Folks, I just want to ask everybody something real quick. Are we getting tired of these trans mass shootings in America yet? Because for me, there is something that can simply change. And it's one, the media needs to stop attacking people on the right. They need to stop demonizing people on the right. They need to stop calling us terrorists. They need to stop saying that we're these white supremacist people. Joe Biden statements like, white supremacy is the greatest threat to America. Really? Didn't a black dude just stab a white chick on a bus? Did that not just happen? Didn't a black dude just shoot a woman during a road rage incident in the head, point blank? Do we need to continue? Should I do more? Do we need to go to downtown Chicago and see who is really committing the most crime there? Should we do that? We got these trannies or furries or pronoun warriors who are sitting there saying, hey, Nancy Pelosi said that I should go punch somebody out, so I better go do it, or I better go get a gun, or I better go get wild over here. It's just fucking ridiculous. And that's why these shootings are happening. You've got these disenchanted little people who are depressed because, I don't know, they were born with a pair of nuts instead of a vagina. And so they go and they dress up and they cross-dress and they do whatever they need to do, and they're a furry or throw rainbow food coloring in their hair. And then they wonder why people are like, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna hang out with you. If I see you at the bar, do I owe you something? Do I need to like come up to you and be like, oh, what are your pronouns? How can I be as nice to you as possible? Guess what? The world is not fucking nice. Everyone has the same chance in life and potentially the same issues if they don't figure it out. But apparently one of these people shot a couple of ICE agents. And I've been trying to figure out exactly why it happened, right? The answer, just so everybody knows, is not, oh, it's because it's so easy to get guns. We need gun control. No, we don't. In 1950 and 1940 and 1930, when guns were very alive in America, we didn't have this crap, or we did, but it was at a very, very small, isolated level. We have it now at unprecedented levels. We also have mental illness at an unprecedented level. Do you want to know why? It's because we've been tolerant of all these weird fucks in our country. In 1950, you weren't going into some mom and pop restaurant looking like, I don't know, your whole life surrounds eating mushrooms and drawing rainbows. You just weren't doing it. You'd stay in your own little spot and do your own little thing somewhere else. But now it's everywhere. Now it's this normal, oh man, we gotta make sure we're accepting. All right, you guys, while we're talking about all these weird people out there, ultimately there's a big argument for these people in terms of why they got this way or the decisions they're making by chemical imbalances. My God, we got so much estrogen in our food now. Plastics, it's just out of control. And one of the biggest things you can do to combat that is using NMN. Your body, your energy, your focus, they all come down to one thing, and it's keeping your cells powered up. Scientists are exploring new ways to support NAD, and the biggest thing you can do to replace NAD plus in your cells is by taking NMN, which is the precursor to it. It helps regulate blood pressure, weight, age-related weight gain, and overall anti-aging. Here's Andrew Huberman talking about it.
Explain NMN for people. It's a precursor for NAD+.
Right. NAD is critical to energy production in all cells, vital. And levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health in life. You need it.
So right now, for the next 48 hours, they're giving you a great deal. It's going to be buy one, get one free. And they're close to banning this stuff. So stock up while you can. There's going to be a link below the video. In my opinion, the rise in all of this is because the left and the left media has demonized us. Listen to Nancy Pelosi.
All over the country, maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw it.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go
Yeah,
back and
throw a punch at me, Nancy.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school. If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell. No, I wish we were in high school, I could take him behind the gym.
I don't know, Joe, that seems kind of gay, don't you think? Take him behind the gym. I mean, how many times did you have to say it? You could have said I wanted to take him behind the gym and kick his ass, but the way you said it, it's just kind of like, you know, I would like to take him behind the gym, do something weird with him. I mean, that's the way you made it sound. It's kind of like your son's avenue there, Hunter Biden. I would expect him saying that, but you, I mean, you don't even know what you're saying half the time, so who knows? But in regards to the ICE agents, the biggest person out there who has talked crap or made us out to be terrorists or whatever is Gavin Newsom. And I will say right now, he needs to be arrested. He needs to be arrested for inciting violence, period. Listen to the crap he has said.
Unmarked cars, people en masse, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights. Immigrants have rights. And we have the right to stand up and push back. And that's what we're doing here today. This is a disgrace. This is an outrage, what we have allowed to happen in this country. And I could not be more proud of this legislature, the legislative authors, to the community demanding more from all of us at this moment to push back. I'll be signing a bill, the first in the nation, saying enough.
Now, if you're one of these weird people out there who, I'm not going to go into it again, just you got a mental illness, and you hear Gavin Newsom, who's probably your hero, say all of this stuff, I don't think it's that wild of a thought process for them to be like, okay, I got to do something. I got to do something because Gavin Newsom said they're terrorists. All right, let me maybe put it like this. If you are the head of your household, you got a couple of kids, and somebody walks into your house that's a buddy, and you play a trick on your kids and say, hey, that's a robber. What do you think they're gonna do? They're probably gonna run into their rooms, or maybe if they're old enough, grab a baseball bat. I know when I was 13, I probably would have grabbed one. That's the principle here. That is exactly what they're doing. And the excuse that they give is, oh no, it's just freedom of speech. Look, I am the biggest advocate for freedom of speech, but I'm also the biggest advocate of being responsible with it. That's it. Be responsible. It's that simple. Don't go out there and say, hey, this person's an extremist, so we got to do something. We got to unmask them. I mean, what a stupid argument. They're going around and they're collecting gang members, violent people, people who came here criminally. What does that have to do with their appearance? Why does them showing their face make any difference here? It's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. But of course, that's how they work. It's not, let's come at this with logic and maybe actually see the good that's coming from it. It's, oh man, they have masks on. Is that really an argument? Like, Gavin, didn't you let everybody wear masks for like 4 years after COVID? And you guys had like the worst crime rate in the country in terms of robberies because you couldn't identify anybody in a store? And now you have a problem with ICE agents wearing them. You didn't think that one through, did you? Then we have Gavin Newsom saying, take your mask off. What are you afraid of? The rounds that were used to shoot these ICE agents literally had anti-ice on them. That's a new thing. Everybody's just writing on the rounds. It's kind of weird.
ICE, unmasked. What are you afraid of?
Look at everybody in the background. Look at this Asian kid to the right. He's like, what the fuck did he just say? What are you afraid of? Having a bad hair day? Maybe you should focus more on protecting your state and staying the fuck out of our business. Has that ever made sense to you? Does that register? And then we have JD Vance specifically calling out Gavin Newsom for inciting violence. Yet he's still running California. He's not arrested. I mean, imagine if someone in MAGA did this. Imagine if a conservative governor did this. There'd be calls all over the place for him to be arrested, 16 other different things.
And I think that is the most disgusting thing. The very people who keep us safe ought to be honored and protected and praised by Democrats and Republicans alike. It is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement. Because here's what happens. Because here's what happens when Democrats like Gavin Newsom did say that these people are part of an authoritarian government. When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America. I
mean, couldn't have said it better myself. So what happens now? What do we have to do? Do we have to sign a petition for Gavin Newsom to be arrested? Because he did incite violence. He can't keep his mouth shut about stuff that he has no business talking about. You want to sit here and say, oh man, you got to be nice to these people, and you got to give them health care, and you got to give them housing, and you got to essentially give them money. But these are people who chose to criminally come here. And now we have to have this like battle about, oh, is it right? Well, was it right for them to come here in the first place? Okay, so then send them back, do it right, and stop demonizing people who are simply doing the job, right? Let me end with this. There are a lot of people out here like Gavin Newsom who don't have a big brain. His points aren't logical. Let me help you here. If you're gonna get pissed off at one person, get pissed off at Trump for putting the policies in place. You don't kill the messenger. And that's exactly what just happened. You're sitting here and saying, oh, ICE, take your masks off. Trump put them there for good reason. It's like saying the dude who put somebody to death and gave him the injection, he's the guy who killed him. Sure, on a technical aspect, you're correct. The ICE officer, on a technical aspect, is the person who arrested the illegal immigrant. But who made the call for them to do it? For the person who was killed? The jury. They gave the order. For the ICE agents arresting illegal immigrants, it's Trump. It's everybody involved with immigration. So maybe start creating better arguments for this crap.